Here we go.
That's don't put that. You can't do that. Okay, this is This Week in Sports, and the last episode was a celebratory episode. This episode is quite the opposite. We all know what happened. This is my current co-host of This Week in Sports, Joel Bruneau. Say what up to the people, Joel.
What up? What up? What it do?
He's a lot more jolly than I am. I don't know why, but we'll get right to it. We're going to talk, obviously, the Leafs losing, and then we'll go to This Week in Sports history. I don't even know if I can discuss the trauma. It was a tough loss. Game 6. Where do we begin?
It's
This is where we're reliving the trauma here. We just got over it. Yesterday was a write-off of a day because it was, oh my God, it's fucking, yesterday sucked.
we were mourning.
We were mourning all day yesterday.
Grieving.
I went into work. That was a shit show, just doing that. But we'll just get into the story and fuck. So game 6, we came out guns a-blazing in the first period. We went off on them. Period 2, of course, they do what they do in the last couple games. Last couple games of the series, they were the better team in period 2. And that continued on as all my Tomahawks programs fall out. And then period 3, I mean, we were down a couple goals. We were switching it up. We were watching it over at the tailgate party.
Then we went to Boston Pizza.
We're trying everything.
Everything we could try, just try and switch up
it up.
The vibe. Yeah.
And we got one in that third period. I thought that third period was some of the best hockey I've ever seen the Oilers play. But I mean, it was too little too late. There was obviously some egregious non-calls.
Oh.
But I've been listening to a lot of my boys on 630 Ched and whatnot, and around hockey, and the consensus from them is that officiating wasn't the main factor. Initially, we were so fucking pissed, but you got to give it up to Vegas Golden Knights goalie Hill.
Back up.
He stood on his fucking head in that third period.
He showed up.
Yeah, and it was a tough night. We'll start with the story time. Like, okay, so we'll get into the game in a little sec, like in more detail as far as the officiating.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, let's do it right now, man. The officiating. You brought it up. There's differences. There's major, clear differences between series of the way they call these games. In Game 6 between the Oil and the Golden Knights, it was an 8 o'clock start, which it's crazy because it's the only game on all night,
Sunday,
all day, like
on a Mother's Day.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I think the conspiracy theorist that I am, not really, but they started at 8 because
not even prime time. Also,
no,
for a Sunday, like matinee game.
Game 6 elimination game. They started at 8. So by the time all these bullshit non-calls happened in the third period, specifically Ekholm, who needed stitches, it was, 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast?
Mm-hmm.
No one's watching it over there.
No.
So they can get, I'm going to say this right now, and this is just what I feel. I think they intentionally started the game at 8, and the game was relatively called evenly throughout. I mean, there was obviously some shit like, oh, what the fuck, you didn't call that, or why'd you call that, right? But that's every game. But in that third period, it was so late on the East Coast, no one even saw that Ekholm was bleeding.
There. Yeah, no.
They got high stick.
It's 2 in the morning.
That would have been 4 minute. That would have been a 4 minute double minor.
Could have been the turnpike of the game too.
It could have been. But I mean, like, this is all in hindsight. It just sucked. It just really, really sucked at the time. It was devastating.
Also, with that said, too, like we watched how many American games? Dallas, Seattle.
Oh, we watch all the other games.
And there would be a call that would happen, and the referee wouldn't call it right away on the ice, but they would wait maybe 3 to 5 seconds, and all of a sudden blow a whistle down,
Like,
and go for review and check it, and then determine the call. Then it never happened in our series.
Oh, it never happened. It never happened.
Especially in the last like few.
I do think they officiate different series, like each series differently based on the audience and obviously based on the play on the ice first and foremost. But yeah, I mean, to the way we've seen it, the officials and the refs in at least that Dallas and Seattle series, they did take their time. They did review shit. They did consult each other in front of the penalty box.
Absolutely.
And then get the call right.
Confer and decide.
Get the call right.
Yeah. Oh, we missed one. Oh, we should probably do our due diligence. And at least
but that's irrelevant in our series. It just sucks that you can see that there is differences in that regard. But back to game night, because it's quite the story actually. It sucks. It's a shitty story, but it's kind of entertaining at the same time. So like we leave, we're like the last people in that fucking tailgate party. We're sitting at this table,
and I'm hands, just sad.
I'm looking at my drink and I'm like, fuck. Stroll out of there really sadly. I'm there with my sister. We went there with a group of people, both my sisters and some other people, and my one sister's left there. She's waiting for us, and I'm just standing there. I'm like, I don't even know what to do. So bummed out. Everyone's walking by us. No one's even. You can like hear a pin drop almost.
Literally
in downtown.
It was.
Dude, it sucked.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. Like I was so. My shoulders were down. We went around to the back of Roger's place. We had a seat there, and I'm like, we were bitching and moaning. Like I was asking everybody like, what's the officiating in the NHL right now? People were all saying the same thing. Like, what the fuck?
Well, this was the NHL, I guess.
Yeah.
Someone shouted it from a car driving by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're sitting back there. I'm like, I don't even know what. I just want to walk home.
Which
mind you, it's quite a far distance.
Pretty sure it's like 25, 30 blocks.
Well, no, let's do the math here. So that's on 104th and 103rd, 102nd, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Rogers, yeah.
So that's like 100, and then we're at, it's like 30 blocks, but 20 blocks, it's 30 blocks north and 30 blocks east.
Yeah.
Or west.
Yeah.
So whatever the math of that in between there.
Trajectory would be.
Yeah. Because we took shortcuts and shit, right? We didn't go block to block to block. No. We took shortcuts. Anyways, we walked all the way fucking home. Just
took like 2.5
bombed out.
hours.
It took a long time.
Just sad walking.
It was because I didn't know what else to do, man.
No, man, it was pretty devastating.
And
still
sucks. It still fucking sucks. Yeah. But I thought we'd rock the gear one last time before we hang her up until October. So here's the difference between last year when we got eliminated and this year. Last year, I still have tremendous amount of hope, but I was so impressed by what we did last year. Not saying that I'm not impressed by what we did last year, but last year, we got completely beaten by the better team in Colorado when we lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I never felt better after a playoff loss in my life than I did last year.
Than that one, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, holy shit, we can do this.
Yeah.
We got beat by the champs.
Yeah.
This one, it was obviously in the second round opposed to the third. And I think everyone expected us to go deeper.
Of course.
Yeah, right. And it just didn't expect to get eliminated in the second round. I was so fucking devastated. I really thought we had a chance this year. We had a really, really good team. We still do, which bodes itself to next season. And the fact that I'm not too shook. Like I'm shook that we lost, obviously, but I'm not too worried about next season because we have the main core, and all the main pieces, and we have the two goalies. Now we have two goalies. Last year we weren't sure about our goalies, right? Remember, right? Because we had Smith, and then we have to get a goalie. Okay, we got Campbell. Yay, Campbell. Whatever. But speaking of Campbell, we should have started Campbell in Game 5.
Yeah. After that performance night before, the 2 nights before.
Yeah. In Game 4, we should have started Campbell in Game 5. I think that could have changed some things, right? But I mean, like, this is all, it's over and done with. But I think because Campbell played twice when Stewart got pulled and Campbell held it down. I think he gave up one goal in those 2 appearances.
Yep.
We should have given him a chance to start one of the games.
No kidding.
Right. But that's just me. I heard Woody answer the question a million times.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And they went with Stu, and he deserved it. He's a Calder Trophy finalist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Stuart Skinner for that.
Yes, sir.
It'll be interesting to see if he pulls that off, pulls that W off for the Calder.
For real.
That'd be cool.
That'd be, I think, very deserving.
Yeah.
If there's anything in that regard to how he's played from rookie season to.
Yeah. He'll be the first Oilers to ever win the Calder.
No kidding.
Yeah. First Oilers player ever.
Wow.
And which is crazy to say.
Yeah.
Because all the rookies we had and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Throughout the years.
Yeah.
And more
first
more recently.
Yeah.
Stu will be the first rookie.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
to win the Calder if he pulls that off. So that's a good sign. So we have the good goaltending. We have Ekholm for another 3 years at least. We got all the main core up front, signed on.
Yep.
I think we just have to move a couple little pieces around.
Just a little bit.
Just a couple, like
little tweaks.
Just some of these guys that
Yeah.
are making, millions that maybe we can, switch out.
Mm-hmm. Open some cap space.
A little, yeah, because we're right up against it, right?
Yeah.
So it's just minor moves we have to make now.
Yeah.
Which is like a really, really good sign.
That is absolutely. So it's like the puzzle's almost complete. Just a little.
Yeah, exactly. Just a couple little tweaks.
Yeah.
Here and there, and so yeah, like I'm not like worried about next year. Like
No.
I wasn't worried about this year. I was like really, really stoked for this year when we got eliminated last season.
Mm.
This year I'm like, holy shit, like just status quo.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So moving on though. From the Oilers to the rest of the NHL, I really hope, just for our sake and for my sanity,
Cool
that Vegas wins the cup, right? So at least we got beat by the champs 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Right. So
there's some solace in that, hopefully.
Yeah, and I think they have a chance, man.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
I think they're obviously. They were the better team against us, not completely throughout the series. Like there was parts where we dominated, right? But ultimately they won. They beat us in 6. So it's going to be Vegas and Dallas. We watched that game last night. Let's talk about that Dallas game real quick.
Oh yeah,
that third period between the Kraken and Dallas. I've never seen a lackluster performance by any team in a Game 7 like I seen Seattle. They had nothing
ever, and like
they had 2 shots. I think they had 3 shots the whole fucking period.
3 shots in the whole third period. It was,
and they were down by like a goal and 2 goals. And oh my god,
they had every chance to bounce back and come back.
Yeah, no, they were just getting
eliminated.
It wasn't even so much that like Dallas was like obviously the better team. But there was no jump in Seattle.
No, Seattle was just like kind of sitting there puck watching. No give, no back check, no forecheck. They were just like took it dry after like the second goal. They're like, oh, there's 13 minutes left. They're up 2.
Yeah,
they did not.
Oh, dude, there was no bounce back, which is fucking weird to say because
they beat the champs.
They beat the champs. They beat the Avs, which no one ever even thought that would be possible.
No.
Yeah, and then they got to Game 7 against Dallas, and then they got to the third period. Within a goal, and still nothing.
Still didn't show up. I honestly, I'm not talking nothing shitty about Seattle. They're a good team, but I thought that would have been. I would have been kind of disappointed as a fan to see that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
In a game, Game 7.
Yeah, I texted my buddy who I met in Seattle, and I'm like, dude, where'd you guys go in the third period, man? Like, where is everybody? Like, they didn't show up in the third, and Dallas deserved to win that one.
I agree.
So it's going to be Dallas and Vegas.
Yep.
in the conference final. Who do you got?
I think I got Vegas, man. Dallas is good, but like the way we watched them play too, like that even though Seattle didn't show up, that third period was still
I'm gonna write this down.
pretty slow.
Yeah.
Still pretty slow.
So
on both regards.
You got Vegas in what?
I got Vegas in 5.
Whoa.
I think.
Okay, I got Vegas in. I got Vegas in 7.
7. They're gonna push.
Yeah,
it
no,
that far?
just because I think Dallas is going to be a good opponent to them. But I mean, if Vegas is able to beat us like that, I think we're better than Dallas.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
That's what I think.
so can I revise my prediction?
Absolutely, man. This is old Tim and Sid. You can switch it up.
Okay, Vegas in 6. I got. Okay, what about the other series? We got Carolina versus
Florida. Florida's got. Oh my. I haven't watched much of the Carolina games. I'm not gonna lie, but I've watched some of the Florida ones just because the Leafs suck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Leafs got eliminated too.
Oh, hit the button.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's some solace.
It's some solace a little bit.
Florida or Carolina. I think that's going to be a long series.
Mhm.
I think it's going 7. I'm going to take. I'm going to take Florida because they beat Boston and they beat Toronto. They're on a fucking roll.
And they have been playing some really elite hockey, as you.
But
pointed out.
there's been a break here.
Yeah, the rust versus rest.
But no. Both teams have a break. Right. So.
That'll be a good series.
I think that's going to be a good series.
Fresh legs.
Yeah. For most every, so I got Florida in 7,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be Florida and Vegas in the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Well, as you said, I obviously want to see Vegas win, but like honestly, like Florida, if they do go past that, if they go all the way to the final, that's formidable, man.
Florida.
So they just
knocked
off like some,
and they were the last seed in their wild card.
Which
So who do you got? You got Florida though over Carolina. What do you think?
I think Florida over Carolina because I haven't really seen Carolina play much. I don't really know.
Okay, you got Florida. So we got the same fucking picks here.
I think Florida's got less to lose, and less to prove.
I know.
I know
they do.
You know.
So. Well, I mean, Carolina too. I mean, they don't have a lot to lose, but Carolina's kind of had a good team. I mean, so has Florida, but I don't know. So you're saying Florida in what?
Florida in 6.
You got Florida in 6. Okay.
Yeah. You're here first, folks.
That's right. So sucks that the Oilers are out. What a season it was.
It
was
glorious.
a tremendous season. We did get Nuge.
Yeah.
There were so many bright spots. Nuge, Stu. Yeah. Oh my God, Connor getting 150 plus. Draisaitl.
3 players got their 300th.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah. There was a 300th point, a 400th point. There was a lot of good milestones and a lot of good memories to be had.
Yeah.
And there were some good times downtown and with the fam and watching the game together.
Absolutely.
And there's going to be more next year.
There is.
Fuck.
It ain't that far away. It ain't that far away, man.
It's too far away, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So before we wrap it up, just a couple more things. I mean, the Toronto Blue Jays, that's what we're going to be watching a lot of.
Yep. Playing ball, too.
Yeah, we're playing ball, too. We got the league going.
Commentating ball, too.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Hopefully get in the booth at the Riverhawks. Do some games there. I got to meet up with Steve and talk details. But the Jays, they've been kind of lukewarm a little bit. They're 6-4 in their last 10. They lost yesterday against the Yankees 7-4. They were losing last time I checked today in the 5th. Let's see if it's changed, just out of curiosity, because they're my boys. And that.
What is that, game 3 or 4? That's
game 2 of a 4-game series. They tied it up. It was 3-3 in the 7th.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, fucking A. So hopefully we can pull that one out. But, the Jays, I mean, there's some bright spots. All my focus has really been on the Oilers, so I haven't watched too many Jays games. I watch one probably every every
Other
other day. Yeah,
If
yeah.
there's one between a game.
Or something, yeah, or
Yeah.
before the game. It's just
Yeah.
been also like busy with doing all this other shit too. So
It's nice out. Yeah.
so I'm gonna be watching a lot more Jays this year. I'm going to Toronto. Watch some Jays there or Seattle. One of the two. I gotta catch some Jays games this year. I
Yeah.
have to.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't know. It depends because I was planning on going to Toronto for that music festival, but there's so many other things going on.
Yeah. There's
Like my boy Bill Burr's coming to fucking the city.
50 Cent, Busta
50
Rhymes.
Cent, but that's late. That's after the summer.
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
This summer's got a lot of stuff going on.
It does. Yeah.
And so Toronto, the big reason I wanted to go to Toronto for that music festival is because the names they had on the bill.
It's pretty unreal.
Yeah, T.I. I've never seen Akon. Akon would be sick, but the thing about that though is T.I. is coming to Edmonton as well at that
Right.
Soundtrack Music Festival
Yeah.
with Nelly.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in Toronto too. He's the headliner in Toronto. And I've already seen Nelly. I've seen Nelly in Australia, and it was fucking pretty deadly.
Australia, mate.
Yeah, man. Australian mate. And yeah, so Nelly's dope, but I've never seen T.I. And T.I. is like someone that I really wanted to see. So if I'm not able to go to Toronto then for that, at least I'll be able to see him here, right?
Yeah.
So I got to plan around that, and if I got to see when the Jays are in Seattle. I looked it up. I think it might be in August or late July.
Yeah. It's a little closer too.
Yeah, well, yeah. I go to Vancouver, then I go drive down
Yeah.
to Seattle with my cousins. Is what we did the last couple times, and both amazing times. I'm sure I've told the stories on the podcast.
Through the mountains and all that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
oh yeah,
It's a good drive. Yeah.
it's good times. It's good times, but yeah. Obviously, so much other stuff going on in the sports world, but I just talk the stuff that I watch, and I I don't try to bullshit. I just it's a tough one. It's a tough one. This
It
one.
is. It's been a tough one.
Yeah.
Didn't think we were gonna see it, or at least not for a minute. You know. Yeah.
So before we wrap it up, we'll do this week in sports history. Just nice and short and sweet one. I'm going to Guardians 3 here. This particular day, this week in sports history. In 1985, Michael Jordan. I just watched Air. I don't know if you've seen Air.
The one with the shoe. They talk about the shoe.
Yeah,
the
Air Jordan,
Yeah,
the creation of it.
Yeah.
Really good movie.
Yeah,
Ben
insane.
Affleck directs it. It's on
Okay.
Prime. Yeah, it's good. I watched it in theaters and I watched it just like a night or two ago,
Yeah.
and it is a good movie. Even if you don't like basketball, even if you don't like
It's so
your
well
sneakers or
done.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's well directed. It's well acted. But Michael Jordan, 1985, he was named NBA Rookie of the Year,
Oh.
and what a career he had.
Kidding.
Connor McDavid is the Michael Jordan of hockey, the modern day Michael Jordan of hockey.
Yes, sir.
And unfortunately he's eliminated, but he's going to win the Hart Trophy, which he's not even going to care about it, right? He's going to win the Hart Trophy. He obviously already won the Art Ross. He won the Rocket Richard Trophy. He's going to win the Ted Lindsay Trophy, but he's not going to have the trophy he wants this year.
No, that's not the one we all want either.
Very soon. Very soon.
Yet.
If you guys remember last year when I was doing these podcasts, after we got eliminated by Colorado, I said the Oilers are going to win it all
Is there?
in the next 2 to 3 years. I've said it. It's documented. If you didn't hear it before, you heard it now on This Week in Sports. Shout out to my my current co-host Joel Bruneau. We have another we have a segment, not for this episode though, because we don't have time. We got to go.
Well,
But
wait, we'll
there's
save it.
there's a new segment coming up.
Yeah.
I don't want to reveal too much, but it's a
the-
gooder.
It's a
It's a
gooder.
gooder.
It's coming.
It's
down,
coming, yeah.
down the well.
Look, we're just making segments on this shit now. But yeah, shout out to Joel. Shout out to my producer Caleb as always, man. I really appreciate it. And Until next time.
Yeah.
What a season it was for the Edmonton Oilers. It came up short, but
We ain't done yet.
we ain't done yet. Until next time, y'all.